Hey everyone, we have another build video this week for a Druid this time. And I don't know what to call this one, a Storm Druid? It's kind of boring. Lightning Druid, Raging Tempest Druid, you know, whatever. It's a Druid based around using Wind Devils, Storm Totems, and Trojan Sky Shards to basically rain I guess unholy, I mean it's not really unholy, but just rain unholy elemental terror and death upon your enemies. So our key skills with Wind Devil, we're mostly doing the Raging Tempest and Maelstrom for the damage, especially Maelstrom, because they did nothing to nerf this thing. It just goes crazy and just lightning bolts everything, and it gives you that satisfying screen shake. So yeah, definitely enjoying Maelstrom, and because we're kind of doing a split between lightning and cold, not really, but we're mostly doing lightning. But yeah, cold's kind of a backup. We're doing Raging Tempest as well, but it also gives you a nice slow and reduces the target's resistances, which is great for, you know, taking them down with lightning and rocks from the sky and your Storm Totem. So we're using Storm Totem as well. One point into these two abilities, even though I don't have +1 to all Shaman skills anywhere, it's still handy to get that little bit of health and regen, health and energy regen, and the health from those two abilities. Under the Arcanist tree, we threw 10 points into Myvan Sphere Protection, and 10 points into Trojan Sky Shards, and we maxed out Inner Focus. It's a pretty standard loadout for what you get in the Arcanist side of things when you go into Arcanist. For gear, we are using, mostly we're using Shaman Gear that I just had floating around from when it was, you know, collectible during build 26. So applying it into build 27 was a huge goal for the builds I wanted to make, and this being one of them. So we have Tempest of the Void, Storm Scion, Shellshock Epaulets, and Skyreach Sash as our Shaman Gear that we're throwing in here. We're also using a Starfire and an Eternal Band, because that's just a great elemental ring. And yeah, I just have some throwaway gloves right now. Windborne Greaves for my boots. A Tempest Sigil, which is probably the go-to sigil for anything lightning right now. I'm using Desolation because Ancestor wouldn't really work with this because that's more of a pet thing. And I don't feel that Haunt would work especially great with this build right now, because it's just not going that deep into Arcanist. So I went for the added lightning damage and the Desolation ability. Hermit's leg guards, and I should probably switch those out for something that's not my experience gaining pants, but they'll work for now. I don't even have a chest component. That's how janky some of the gear is on this character. And it's basically a throwaway chest piece. Sorry about that. I put a, I meant this is my throwaway chest piece that's kind of temporary right now. I forgot I threw one in my, my stash specifically to give to her before I did the video, and I didn't go and grab it. So, yeah, just a throwaway chest piece. I mean, with a Chains of Valerian that doesn't even have plus the skills. And I'd obviously go for something better and lightning and or cold based for her. And then our weapon is an Inquisitor's Spellblade of the Wind, because of the wind apparently gives stupid high lightning damage, and that's what I wanted to go for over other options. And it also just has some other handy stuff thrown in there. So our Sky Shards can deal quite a punch. Our Empowered Lightning Nova also deals quite a punch. Oh, components, yeah, we're using a Cold Stone next to an Amber, very similar to our Panetti's guy. Mark of Illusions, Arcane Spark, Attuned Lodestone, Mark of the Traveler, Spellwoven Threads, just a Silk Swatch on the shoulders. That could be really be anything, and should probably be mutated scales. And then Anti-Venom Salve, Ancient Armor Plate. It's pretty standard component loadout. So we come down and we deal quite a bit of lightning damage. and that's what we really want to do. So we're gonna go and do the East Marsh. This is the character's first time going in there, and I just realized I named it Child of Stonehenge, and it's a druid. I hope people appreciate that reference. This is her first time in here. God, it's been a long time since I've seen that movie. Oh, that was just funny. So her character, it's gonna function very similar to how a... Ooh, that was a weird jump. To how a, the pet summoner is gonna function. Just with less pets, obviously. And working the Trojan Sky Shards in there. This might not have actually been a great place to come and show off the video. There's lots of trees in the way of my aiming of my, Oh man, that's a lot of damage from the reflect.
That skill's not ready.
But yeah, you know, it does the job. That was just reflective, and it's like, that always hurts. I just realized I forgot to show off how fast the lightning novas on my Panetti's guy are. It's like Wand of Woe level. Novaing from him. Now with her, I don't try to go for the novas because she's not really a character meant to go into melee. But I mean, I can't, because I mean, see, she just took that bleed damage and almost died. So yeah, she's one of those characters where you generally want to avoid standing next to things, because they will hurt her quite badly. But luckily, you can kite really well with the tornadoes and the storm totems. That's one of the reasons I really like them as abilities. Is like you don't actually need to be in the thick of it. You can just sit here and drop your pseudo pets, and then drop your sky shards on things. And enemies tend to die if you keep them near your totems, at least. I mean, I'm doing a poor job of with this guy, but he's frightening, especially to a character like her that I don't use a lot. Also, I'm going to point out, she's nowhere near as efficient as some of my other characters, because it's like summoner number 3 I think I've made, even though one of my summoners is technically 2 characters. It's like she's summoner number 3, which means, or shaman number 3, which means she's gonna suffer from some pretty weak gearing. And I should note, I very, very rarely, if ever, completely share gear between characters.
Can't do that.
I'd actually say the Trojans might be the weakest part of the build right now, or the Sky Shard, or the Electras. But yeah, the Sky Shards are pretty low on the damage, because they're very hard to hit. And even when you have them at a high level and they hit a big area, they still... I mean, if you get all 3 to hit an enemy, it's like, well, look out, that thing just died quick. But it's like they can also be the weakest, because they're so random in what they do. In fact, I'd almost consider taking the points out of Trojans and putting it into Electra's Flash Freeze, just so that's a bigger thing, and I can get, and I can freeze enemies in a huge area and just let the tornadoes go at them.
Can't do that. That skill's not ready.
Now, outside of the Shaman Gearing, I would also consider doing the Herald set,
That skill's
only because you get a lot of defenses out of that set. And you also get cooldown reduction on the helmet. And that's actually kind of big, because cooldown reduction is
can't do that.
really important to this build. It means more sky shards, more tornadoes, just more everything. We're about to finish. I did only want to make this build as a kind of quicker video because it is very similar to something previous I made. So
That skill is not ready.
So I don't think it really needs like a full like Steps Torment run through.
That skill's not ready.
So it's pretty much gonna function a lot like that summoner I did before. Just a little different, little more active, little less reliant on the animals around them. Still pretty fun though. So that will just about cover this Druid video. I hope everyone enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.